Greetings to all the young learners. Welcome to the official YouTube channel of SRN International School. I am Pallavi Tandon, Faculty of English at SRN. Today we will be learning about the poem from grade 10th from English Language and Literature titled Animals by Walt Whitman. Now let me give you the introduction of the poem. Walt Whitman has shown the comparison between human beings and animals in his poem. He has pointed out the evils present inside the human brain which he thinks animals don't have. That is why he thinks that animals are much better than human beings. Now let me tell you the central idea of the poem. In the poem Animals, the poet Walt Whitman praises animals for being better than human beings and for possessing all such qualities that humans lack or have forgotten. Those qualities are calmness, the lack of greed, and the ability to stay happy and contained among others. The poet wants to live among animals and experience a life where no one complains and where they are free of sins and sorrow. The most important theme of the poem is not to praise how good animals are, but to compare humans with them in order to highlight the flaws of their nature. The poet believes that probably a very long time ago, humans possessed all these qualities mentioned above, but they have now lost them. Now let us know about the poet Walt Whitman. He was born on 1819 and died in 1892. He is a major figure in early American poetry. He broke the tradition of rhymed and metrical poetry. He was famous for writing a revolutionary kind of poetry which was in free verse. The poem Animals is from his work Song of Myself in Leaves of Grass. Now let us start with the paraphrasing, and let me take up first of all stanza 1. And it says, I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so placid and self-contained. I stand and look at them long and long. So students, these beautiful lines means that poet desires to turn into an animal and live with them as he is impressed by their calmness and the purity of their mind. Unlike humans, animals seem so contained with their lives and are happy in their natural surroundings. The simple lives of animals help them maintain self-control and their rationality. He stands and looks at them for a long time. In the phrase long and long, the implied meaning is the longing that the poet feels for two qualities in human beings. Here in these lines, children, you can notice the poetic device. First of all, you can see there is an uniform personification which is used. Then repetition is also there, like you can see the word stand and look at them long and long. So there is repetition which is used. Now let us move to stanza 2. And this stanza says that they do not sweat and whine about their condition. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. They do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. So in the second stanza, poet says, when he is comparing the animals with the humans, he seems to be quite happy with the fact that animals do not make complaints and cry about their conditions like humans. They eat and sleep peacefully as they have nothing to worry about. While humans, because of their wrong actions, that are unable to do so and thus cannot sleep without worrying about them. Humans, even after committing sins, talk about God and rightness, while animals are simple creatures and they do not need to worry about praying to God. The poet here means that since animals are so pure, they do not pray to God for forgiveness or ask God to fulfill their desires like humans. Children, you can have a look of the poetic device. As I have stated earlier, that you can find the uniform personification which is used here. Repetition is there, where you come across the sentence in the sentence that they do not sweat and whine, or not one is dissatisfied. When you read the line, they do not make me sick, you'll find alliteration which is used over here. Now let us move to stanza 3. Stanza 3 says, not one is dissatisfied, not one is demented with the mania of owning things, not one kneels to another, nor to his kind, that lived thousands of years ago, not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth. Here, children, I want to tell you the meaning of demented means affected with madness, and the word mania means madness. I hope you know, you must be knowing the meaning of owning means to possess something. Okay, so this particular stanza means that animals do not possess material things like humans, and they are happy and satisfied without all the worldly items, the desire of which has affected human beings very badly. This desire to own things has been called madness by the poet. Animals are free from the habit of praying to their ancestors. When the poet says not one is respectable, he means that since all of them are equal, there is no question of respect to some and insult to others. All these features of animals make them happy and uncomplaining. Here in this stanza also, you will find alliteration which is used. You must have noticed, I wonder where they get those tokens. So alliteration is used in this line. Plus, as I told you earlier, that Walt Whitman has a quality of writing in free verse. So there's no rhyme scheme which is used. Now let us move to stanza 4. And stanza 4 says, so they show their relations to me and I accept them. They bring me tokens of myself. They evince them plainly in their possession. I wonder where they get those tokens. Did I pass that way huge times ago and negligently drop them? Now here tokens means symbols, and evince, you can note it down, it means to show, and negligently means in a very careless manner. So to explain this, the poet feels that animals represent human beings in some way. This means that animals seem to have what humans once had, that is, virtues like kindness, self-containment, and innocence. They symbolize the lost values of the human race. He believed that civilization has corrupted human beings, and instead of teaching values to them, it has taught them greed. He believes in this poem that humans dropped these virtues a long time ago and have forgotten them. Now let's have a look at the poetic device once again. As I told you that there is no rhyme scheme which is used in the poem, so it is written in free verse, you can write it. Then you'll come across assonance. Assonance is that the use of vowel sounds. Like when you read the line, I think, or I live with animals. So there is assonance which is used over there. Then repetition, that I have already told you in stanza 1, repetition is there. Anaphora, that is repeated words at the beginning of 2 or more consecutive lines that you'll come across. Like you'll come across the phrase, they do not. Okay, so here you can say it's anaphora which is used over there. And then you have metaphor. You have seen when it is written about animals that they do not sweat and whine. That refers to the cries and complaints of human beings. Okay, so here it is metaphor which is used. Students, I hope you must have understood this poetry. If you have liked this video, don't forget to like and share. Thank you.